Well, good morning, everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon bringing you guys another reading. So today's topic is your spiritual bond, and the theme, a love that transcends time. So this is going to be about one of those connections that you feel on a very deep personal soul level. And despite the fact that maybe you and this person are in some sort of a challenge or no contact, you continue to feel this person's energy and you just feel like there's something to it. There's got to be a reason. So anyways, that's what we're really going to be focusing on here today. But you just want to take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that does not. All the decks, as well as this beautiful Organite, will be listed in the description box down below. And I just want to let you guys know that tomorrow I would usually post on Mondays a Divine Masculine weekly reading. I'm not going to be able to do that. I won't be posting a reading until Thursday. The reason why is because Mr. Moon and I, we are going on vacation for a few days. So anyways, just want to let you guys know. But if you're interested in a personal reading once I return, just email me. I'll put that information in the description box down below, and I'll also pin it to the top comment section. So that's what we're going to do. So anyways, let's dive right in. We're going to take a look and see what is the awakening energy. So what stirred in your person's soul when the two of you first either encountered or in the beginning when you guys were first dealing with each other. So let's see what was awakened within this person. What was stirred and awakened within your person upon meeting you? We have harmony. Oh, that's beautiful. You know, I just got this song from Elton John, Harmony. So it's a beautiful song. Anyways, but that's what's coming through. And the key word is peace and balance. So your person felt very at ease in your presence. Almost felt like it was like a breath of fresh air. It was something that they hadn't felt in a very long time. So, you know, you can clearly see the image there. It looks very serene and tranquil. All right, what else? Oh, look, there's something about being safe. Look, safe from harm, protected, sheltered. Wow. Yeah, so there's definitely some sort of an energy here where your person felt an instant peace and safety, almost like they felt home, nurtured, comforted. Oh, that felt really nice to your person. I feel like they just could have stayed in that little bubble forever. Okay, let's see what else. Wow, we have the Knight of Fire. So not only did they feel safe, they also felt very excited in your presence. They were very attracted to you. And it says very passionate, adventurous, like they were ready to go down this road with you. They were very up for it, very excited. Now, sometimes the Knight of Fire can burn out, okay? You know, it's too quick, it's too hot, it's too fast, and then they burn out. So I do feel like in the beginning, this person felt a lot for you. A lot was awakened within them, but it could have burnt out eventually for them. The Knight of Fire is connected to the sign of Sagittarius. And so to me, this is very much like an expansive energy where you opened up their mind. There was a spiritual aspect for this person. They felt maybe in some way they were going to learn something from you or this connection. So those are all the things that they were feeling in the beginning. All right, let's see what else. What else was awakened within this person? What else were they feeling? We have peace, peace and harmony. I mean, look at that. So it says tranquility, acceptance. Do you see the home energy? Yeah. This person felt at home with you. So maybe they felt just very comfortable, comfortable in their own skin, felt like you really saw them, felt like they could just be themselves with you. Maybe they even started thinking about, you know, you being the one, starting to plan some sort of future with you, you know, imagining that you're that person that they've been looking for their entire lives. Okay, let's see what else. The clock is ticking, time to act. Preventable loss, a deadline. Ooh, so there may have been like this feeling of, okay, it's time, right person, right time, right place, everything. It's like a bit of destined energy. But you know, the clock is ticking. It's like, okay, it's time for me to perhaps settle down, get serious. You're that person. You're the person I've been waiting for. So that is very much coming through. Okay, let's see. tell us more. Ooh, that's the Hierophant's energy. So to me, it's a sense of belonging with you. I'm going to learn something with you. I want to settle down. I want to commit. To me, the Hierophant, whenever we're doing a love reading, speaks to a spiritual love. So the fact that this is what I've named this reading today, it's like a spiritual bond. I definitely feel like, yes, you and this individual came together to learn something. But the number 5 means you're going to learn, and there's going to be some challenges in this connection. There's going to be some sort of like ascension, something that maybe we've been doing that we do need to start to kind of look at. We need to start to change. This person and you are going to trigger this response in each other. And that might not always be easy, especially if, even though we said we want it, are we really ready to change? Are we ready to commit? Are we ready to compromise with a partner? Are we ready? Well, let's see. Let's continue to see what happens here. All right, what else? What else did you stir in your person's soul? Abundance, love it. It says a state of plenty. So even if something shifted and changed with this person, where they started to feel like it wasn't enough, they weren't going to be able to do this, do that, whatever. Especially in the beginning, they did feel like they wanted to grow with you. They felt like they wanted to, in a way, like reach for the stars. They wanted to do something and build something with you. So they felt like this was an abundant garden. This was a garden that they wanted to plant their seeds in. May even been, because to me that's like screaming Empress vibes. This could be an individual that saw you as some sort of like the ultimate partner, that you guys would make a great team together, maybe even be parents together or something. Oh wait, I forgot this deck here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is where the shift was. And it's funny because number 15 is the devil. I feel like this individual's toxic patterns came back up. Radio toxic is what that card is labeled. It does say emotional vampire, toxic environment. I'm getting here that this person has a way of turning any situation into a toxic one. And the reason why is because there is something that still binds them, either from their past or something that they have not cleared within their own system. So in some way, it may be that you were the individual to come in, not to change them or heal them, but to inspire this change, to inspire some kind of healing here. Whether they took it or not, obviously, is always going to be up to that person and their free will choice. But that's what I feel like this encounter was all about, is to basically help them to see some sort of toxic pattern that they needed to clear and to heal. It's like you've always wanted to be happy. You've asked to be happy. And then, but there's some sort of a work that is required in order for you to experience this long-lasting peace, long-lasting harmony, long-lasting abundance. It isn't just there. You have to sustain it. You have to work on it. You have to tend to it like a garden. A garden is not going to flourish without any effort whatsoever. And maybe this person, in a way, had some unrealistic expectations that they wouldn't really have to do much, that it was just there and it was always going to be there, and that, they wouldn't have to tend to the garden. And this could be a toxic pattern or behavior in this person. And then once all of a sudden they start feeling drained, like they have some expectations put on them, or that they're going to have to try, they're going to have to step outside of their comfort zone, this person may be like, yeah, you know what, maybe this isn't working out for me. Maybe this is just too much. Maybe you're not the right person for me. Okay. Yeah, we have the Star. A lot of healing. I do feel like in the beginning they had a lot of faith that you were going to be this person. You were the answer to my prayers. But in some sort of a way, because of this person's lack of awareness with themselves, I do feel like you inspired this. You brought it up in them, and they had an opportunity to fulfill all of these things that you brought out, all those things I just listed, but they did not have enough faith either in themselves or in this connection, because they're lacking somewhere in order to sustain it. So I feel like ultimately this connection could have ended. So this is one of the reasons that we're now going to go into what happened. So did this connection collapse? If so, how did it collapse? Okay. So you may have had a falling out with this individual because in the beginning it was so beautiful, but then it somehow shifted into some sort of a negative. Okay. So we're going to look at that. What ultimately unraveled this connection? What ultimately unraveled the connection? Let's take a look. Okay. This is the thing. It was too big. It was too much. Okay. This person felt like it was going to be too difficult, too hard, too many obstacles, and they may have not believed or had enough faith in themselves that they could get through it or that they could apply themselves and make you happy. So they may have just kind of given up before even going up the mountain. I can't tell you how many times Mr. Moon and I have been out hiking, and it's just like, oh my God, I'm like halfway up this mountain and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it. There's no freaking way. Like, I'm convinced. And then somehow I pull it out of somewhere to make it up that freaking mountain. And it is hard. So that is the energy I'm getting for your person, is like they talked themselves out of it. They didn't have enough faith in themselves to keep pushing onward. And we have pot stir. There's some kind of drama and chaos here. There could have been other people that came into the situation, or other people that they were dealing with that they allowed into their life that were creating some sort of drama and chaos. Now, again, this could be their toxic trait, which is when things get too tough, this person might have that radiotoxic behavior. I'm going to now start inserting issues and problems into our connection or into the situation where there were none before. But I'm going to do this because this is going to be an excellent point for me to start sabotaging, so I can start making excuses, so I can start saying, hey, you know what, this is just too much, I got to go, kind of thing. So this could be just your person's pattern. Let's see what else. But it could have been that there were other people that were involved in your situation or in their life, and it was too much of a challenge to get through, so it's just easier. I hate to use this, but to throw you overboard, and instead of let the ship sink. Yeah, the temperance energy. There was just something here that they could not temper. That's what it is. They couldn't temper this. They couldn't fix this. They couldn't balance something. So again, when the scales tipped to one side and the boat started to sink, unfortunately, they threw you overboard. And it was just the easier thing to do. And of course, that could have been extremely painful for you, especially when this person in the beginning may have said things such as, oh my God, you're so amazing. You're like an angel to me. You're like a breath of fresh air, a dream come true. You make my life worth living. You make my world a better place. And then you're just like, this is not matching up with anything that this person said. So it makes it very tragic for you when it ends. Okay. But I just feel like they could not temper a situation. They weren't willing to balance it out. They weren't willing to continue on that path to tranquility, even though that's what really attracted them to you from the very beginning, is how tranquil things were, how chill they were. Also, I'm getting here that this person may be addicted to drama and chaos. So even though they say they want to be happy, in a way, there's something that attracts them to a partner that is very toxic. You may not have been toxic enough for this person. And even though you popped in their life in order to, in a way, kind of assist in breaking up this toxic cycle, they couldn't do it. Yeah, they couldn't temper this energy. So you weren't toxic enough for this person. I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's just like, wow, that's the dead on God's honest truth. You weren't toxic enough for this person. And they may have gone back to a crazy ex that they said that they were not happy with, etc., just to go back to that situation. It's like it's all they know. That's, in a way, it's like that's what ends up feeling safe. Now, we do have bad health. So there could have been somebody that actually was starting to go through health issues or physical body issues. Sure. But I just feel like the health of the relationship just started to get worn down, run down. It's like this person felt like exhausted. That they just could not keep it up anymore. They could not keep applying themselves or showing up in a full force positive way. It's like they just didn't have it in them anymore, so it was easier to just kind of quit and walk away. You know, just like, I can't go up this mountain anymore. It's too tough for me. Yeah, so they may have just ghosted, flat out ghosted you. Or they may have just taken to sending you an email or a text instead of actually having a face-to-face conversation with you. But even if they did face you, it was easier for them with this ghosting energy to just not deal with this, because it says, I have a big fear of facing you. So they could have also lied to you, withheld a lot of information from you because they didn't want you to find things out. They didn't want you to know that either they lied, they didn't want you to know how bad things were for them, or how much that they were juggling or whatever. Okay, so it was just easier to just walk away from you. But you know, you have the hand on the wall or the glass that you can see, and so to me it's just like, I don't think that that's really what your person deep down wanted to do, but they felt like they had to do that in order to survive. Let's see what else. There could have been an ex that came back for some of them. Only take that if it resonates. And even though they even though they weren't really wanting to be with that ex, it's just like that's what worked in their life. So with the Wheel of Fortune, I just feel that it was inevitable that things were going to just turn in another direction. It was inevitable that you and this individual met, but it was also inevitable that they were either, like, if they did not do the work, that it was going to fail. And it did. That's just what I'm getting here. It's like a shit or get off the pot moment. And because they didn't do what they needed to do, this entire cycle between the two of you, it went sideways. And so I just feel also with that Wheel of Fortune, it can be like a karma energy. There could have been some old karma, a karmic relationship, something that basically came in, and a cycle that they still need to complete, a cycle that still needs to be cleared in their life, and they're just not willing to do it, or it's just not the right time. That's what I'm getting with this. All right, let's see what else attributed to this collapse. This unraveling of your connection. Okay, we have work. So it could just be somebody that is putting too much effort into their occupation. It's like they're maybe running away from you or themselves or their problems by just completely overwhelming themselves with workload, or even using it as an excuse. I have so much work to do. It's like an avoidant tactic to not have to deal with things. We have teacher. Could be there's something about the work field or teacher, but it says, I will provide a valuable lesson. Yes, I just got this. It's too much work. It's too much work. Too much work is going to be required to me. Too much effort is going to be required from me. And you know what? I just can't do it anymore. At first, it sounded good. It felt like it could be a thing. But as time went on and the lessons started packing on, right? You can see all those books. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of homework, man. I don't know if I could do it. Because if you think about it, haven't there been times in your life where you want to learn something? Let's just say you want to get certified to do something, and you know, it sounds like such a great thing, and it's not that it isn't, but you get involved in the work, and then all of a sudden you've got all these tests and deadlines, and you're just like, holy shit, this is a lot more than I was expecting. So you were excited in the beginning, but then when the real work comes in, it's just like, ooh, do I have what it takes? There have been a few things that I've started, you guys, that I did not complete. So, yeah. And I know lots of people that have done that too, where you're just like, yeah, this sounds so great. And you're like, oh God, I don't know. So that's the energy and vibe I'm getting here for the situation. And we have the Page of Cups, which is childlike energy. It's immaturity. It's just somebody who is not leveling up to the task. So the two cards that stand out to me the most in this reading are the Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups. There's no king energy here. So this just tells me here that this person had an opportunity to level up, to mature, to work on themselves with you. You know, you coming in as a teacher here, you're here to provide some sort of valuable lesson for them, but they're not mature enough or ready to basically handle the workload. So they just abandon it. They just walk away from it. It's the easier thing to do. So that is what we have so far. This sounds like your connection, you guys. this sounds like a situation that you are currently dealing with, then great, you're in the right place. We are going to shift now over onto the extended version. So if you would like to invest more in this connection, in the, reading the messages, I'm going to put that link to the extended reading in the description box down below. I'll also pin it to the top comment section. But this is what we're going to go into. We're going to go into how does your absence still echo within this person? Also, what remains unresolved in your soul contract? What are their unspoken feelings about you now? And finally, what is fated to unfold next between you? So hopefully I'll see you guys over there. And if not, no worries. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If you guys enjoyed today's reading, please don't forget to give this video a little bit of love. It really helps the video and the channel, and I appreciate it so much. All right, you guys, you take care. Bye-bye.